We made it into Pinedale yesterday. It is August 2nd this morning. Stayed at the St. Andrew's Church last night for free. Great little place. Good way to save some money. Nice little town. Now we're trying to get back out to the trail, which is a long hitch, so it's gonna take some luck.
Doing pretty good.
Trying desperately to get back to the Green Lakes trailhead. Not too much further now, but we hate extra miles. But we got back to the trail after a few hours, and 3 hitches ended up costing us like 40 bucks, but that's nothing compared to the $140 quote we got from a shuttle company. So we're feeling good. Saying goodbye to the winds today, which were just absolutely stunning. And we're headed to Du Bois, that way. So we made it up to Gunsight Pass, looking back that way to Green Lakes. I've done about 7.5 miles today, and virtually all of the climbing, so should be nice easy trail this way for a while, and that should be Yellowstone, at least in that direction, and maybe the Tetons on the other side, so pretty cool. So it's like we're right back in the basin. We're maybe 15 miles out of Pinedale, and man, I have just hit a wall. I don't know what it is, but I'm so tired. I feel like I could sleep for 2 weeks. I've been feeling that way for a long time, but whew, man, I'm just tired. We stayed in the basement of the St. Andrew's Church in Pinedale last night for free, which was great. And we hear that there's another church that does the same thing in Du Bois, which is coming up. We're debating sleeping in tomorrow at camp and not making it to Du Bois tomorrow, or waking up at our usual time with alarm clocks, which I hate. Trying to make it all the way in with like a 30-something mile day and sleeping at the church and sleeping in, which usually just goes a long way for me. I was telling Hemlock that sleeping in, I'm gonna need to sleep in the next 2 days at some point. I don't want to take a 0 in Du Bois, but we may end up doing just that. So we'll see. Just thought I'd update a little bit. I am tired. Pretty beautiful view up here this evening. Over there is the Tetons. Getting a nice sunset tonight. And then back off this way is the winds. So awesome. Pretty awesome. Morning, guys. It is August 3rd. Haven't really felt the need to update yet today, except for the bear. I just missed him. He kind of went under that ridge right there. It took me a second to get my camera on, but he ran over here and then this way. It was just a pretty small black bear. Dang it, man. I haven't gotten one on camera yet. Pretty cool, though. I was hoping maybe he'd resurface, but I guess not. Oh, there is a hawk in the tree. I guess I can get a little bit of wildlife. Right at the top branch there. He's flying off. pretty cool to see. Ended up pushing on last night, getting over my midday lull exhaustion, and pushed like 25 yesterday, getting out at 11 o'clock, which we felt really good about. And woke up at our normal time and are pushing into Du Bois to try and get there mid-afternoon, afternoonish, and stay at the church. So far, I have failed to buy bear spray. I really haven't felt like I needed it until I've started to see some of these footprints. See if I can put my foot beside it. I don't know if that'll show up on camera, but that is a massive print. And I have never hiked in grizzly country. Not sure I want to see a grizzly. Certainly not up close. Don't have bear spray, and hemlock is behind me somewhere. So I think I may wait here for him and then keep going. Hemlock and I are about a mile from the road into Du Bois. These jagged mountains are really neat. I've been waiting for a chance to get a good view of them. I've been seeing them for a while, but the camera couldn't pick it up, so still not really, but pretty cool. Hey guys, it is August 4th. I'm in Du Bois for a 0 day. Got in yesterday around 5:30 or so, and my exhaustion just came back in full force. I was so tired, and still am a little bit today. It's like almost 7 o'clock on my 0 day, so heading out in the morning. But I'm staying at a church in Du Bois. They kindly let us stay here for free. It's been really nice. Just figured I should make a little update. It's about 75 miles to Yellowstone National Park, and we're really looking forward to it. So I'm feeling good. Looking forward to getting up there. I wanted to show, I'm really happy about taking a 0 because it doesn't look too great outside. I needed it for rest, and I'm glad I'm not out in that right now. You can hear the thunder, but not too great. But happy to be here, happy to be resting, and as I've said, looking forward to getting over to Yellowstone. So I got out of Du Bois, more on the afternoon side, on August 5th. It was exactly 3 months on trail for me today. Beautiful mountains off that way. Hiking with Hemlock and Wide Sky that are back that way. Actually, right there, you can see them. And we are headed for Yellowstone. Pretty beautiful scenery out here today. Only done a few miles, but passing Brooks Lake. Got Wide Sky and Hemlock. Wyoming is pretty fantastic. It has definitely blown me away. I haven't really expected, or I didn't really expect Wyoming to be like this. It's pretty fantastic. A little bit of an update here. As I said earlier, today is 3 months on trail for me, which is pretty great. The terrain is harder than I thought it would be today, and I had to hike through another one of those just exhaustion waves. I'm so tired. Yesterday was a much needed 0. I feel like my body is definitely rested, but my mind doesn't really feel that way. It's about 1,000, at the end of today, it'll be about 1,000 miles left to hike, and I've been using September 20th as an approximate finish date. I really don't want to be up there much past that when the snow starts falling, I expect. But it's a 22 mile a day average to hit that goal. And I'm kind of just done worrying about it. So Hemlock and I are talking about just saying whatever, we finish when we finish. we've hiked through snow before, so I may end up just stop worrying about that altogether. Struggling to get 20 miles today. I'm just so tired, and I'm locking Wide Sky R2. Another little bit of concern that I haven't mentioned, I guess because I was hoping it would go away, but in the winds I first noticed it. The top of my foot, my right foot, is hurting, and luckily it hasn't really gotten any worse, I don't think, but it's just nagging at my mind. It freaks me out to think of what it could be and how devastating it could be when there's still 1,000 miles left to hike. So I've got that kind of just floating around, and I just think generally getting out of town has been harder lately because I just feel so tired. But anyways, I think that's just about all I had to update. I got my bear spray finally after that little incident with the grizzly prints that freaked me out. So I got my bear spray. I'm happy about that. Still don't really want to see one in Yellowstone, but I figure I probably will. I think that's just about it. I haven't really made an update today on August 6th, but I'm about 17 miles in. I thought this was a pretty cool spot. Parting of the waters. To the left goes to the Atlantic, to the right goes to the Pacific. Just your average creek crossing, but pretty cool. Nice view dropping down into Yellowstone. That should be the Tetons over there, I think. And then Yellowstone should be this way. About 7 miles or so to the border, where I plan on camping because I do not have a backcountry permit. So I've got to camp at the border tonight and hike another 26 or so mile day to Grant Village, where I can then get my permits. So after a long time coming, I have finally made it to the world's first national park. That is pretty awesome. I've been looking forward to Yellowstone for a long time now. I'm gonna camp somewhere right along here. Like I said earlier, no permit needed. I've actually seen a couple spots where other hikers have done the exact same thing. That was the recommendation I got from the ranger, at least. I think that's pretty much it for the day. I've got a little bit of an update. I gotta walk to some water ahead, but today is the first day I've really started to see this, the flip-floppers coming through. They're calling themselves snowbows, which I think is pretty funny. I've seen like 10 or 12 of them today coming through, so it's been nice to kind of talk a little bit about the conditions ahead and whatnot. And hopefully they're all coming through right now in the most crowded, one of the most crowded parts of the CDT, I would assume. So it may be nice to kind of get that over with and get back to the trail where there's very few people, which I've grown to really, really like about the CDT. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else there is. I did about 29 miles to get here today. Feeling pretty good. It's about 27 to get into Grant Village tomorrow. There was something I felt like updating, but I can't remember what it is. That always happens to me. Oh well. Yeah, check in tomorrow. Yellowstone, baby. Feels great to be here. Although we are passing tons of flip-floppers. I've seen probably 20 today so far. Looks like the terrain is pretty easy. Trying to get into Grant Village today. So yesterday, or maybe even the day before, I dropped the 4th digit off of this trail. So there's less than 1,000 miles left to hike. And I am looking forward to it. Beautiful Yellowstone. So I actually ran into 2 of my buddies from New Mexico that were featured several times in these videos, Piper and Flo, both today. I should have gotten a video with them, but I guess I forgot. But it was nice to run into those guys again. We sat and chatted for a while. It was cool to meet back up with them. And then Merlin is somewhere a couple of days this way, so maybe I'll see him too. So I just dropped out onto the shore of Heart Lake. Pretty beautiful. I don't think I've been on a trail yet where we walk right on a beach like this. Pretty fantastic. Definitely about to go for a swim here. It's about 8 more miles to Grant Village. Feeling great. So I went swimming in the lake not too long ago, which was pretty cold. I guess I should have walked another mile or so to this stream. Water got warm very quickly. Feels a lot like a hot tub. Pretty cool. Heading up and over about a 600-foot climb and then down to the road. So I just stopped my last video on the bridge right over there. I should have kept it up for another 20 seconds. This giant pool is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's pretty cool. It's boiling hot. You can feel the heat just standing by it. Really pretty, crystal clear. Boiling water coming out right there. A couple of other smaller pools around. There's one steaming right behind Hemlock. I've just never seen anything like this. Pretty neat.
That's pretty neat.
Yellowstone's cool. Another pretty cool area here. This one's really coming up from the ground. You can kind of hear it. Whew. And then this pool is huge and again boiling, but this one's more steady than the last. Good gosh. What a weird place. Cool though. Amazing, really. That's really something. Wow. Man, I am really liking Yellowstone. Back that way, the trail went over some exposed rock and it was warm to the touch. Kind of hissing underneath. Just weird. That's looking back at Heart Lake. There's more thermal activity right there in the middle of the screen. Ah, cool stuff. Well, this sure is a pleasant sight. That is pretty terrifying. Makes me just a little bit uncomfortable. Oh, this side too. How great. I'm gonna hustle into town. So Hemlock and I made it to Grant Village. Took a little while to kind of figure out the systems in place. It's not just camp wherever you want. We're a little bit spoiled on that. So it's been kind of odd. I'm wondering if I already hate Yellowstone because of all the people and all the rules and the money. Oh my gosh! I mean, a burger was like $12, and we're paying $10 a night to camp. So I don't know. I guess that's somebody spoiled talking, but whatever. We're gonna get up in the morning and hit the buffet, and then hike out towards Old Faithful Village tomorrow.